Well, here we go, all off to Doncaster on Saturday for the first day of the flat season. Can't wait. Now, it's a busy day all in all, because I've got Caroline to get over to at the Curragh, and Kobe is out for the big one in Dubai. Well, with so much to cover, let's start at Doncaster. First up for me on Saturday is James's Delight for the Camage. Last seen midfield in the Champion Sprint Stakes at Ascot, this has got to be an easier start to this campaign, and he's handily drawn right on the stand side, which must be a big advantage. Right over the far side of the draw, William Haggas's Montasib can't be glossed over, winning this in 2024, and it is home turf for Mr. Haggas, so he'd like nothing more than to win here. That said, Montasib isn't getting any younger, and it's a progressive, younger type like James's Delight that could have more to offer. Next up, it's the Spring Mile. Well, I do think here that being drawn in stall 1 might not be such a disadvantage for Far From Dandy for the Spring Mile. Stephen Thorne's Far Above Gelding was closing in fast in the Irish Lincolnshire a couple of weeks back, and as he's likely to be held up, it could all open up in the second half of the race when he's doing his best work. It's not a race for favourites, this Spring Mile handicap, so it's not a bad plan to look for a decent outside chance, and Far From Dandy's got to be in the mix with Colin Keane booked for the ride, a huge plus. And now let's get over to Kobe and Maiden.
Yo, thanks, JC. Good to be back. Now, it's a busy meeting here at Meydan, and boy, is there some prize money up for grabs. Makes your eyes water. But on we go. And first up for me is the Dubai Gold Cup. Hey, y'all, there's only one way to go in the Dubai Gold Cup, and that's Al Rifa. I remember Caroline getting big on him for the Irish St. Ledger last year, and yeah, kids, he cruised that Group 1. Been over to Sha Tin since then, where fourth in the Vase was as good as it was going to get, over a mile and a half. Back up to the 2 here, and that's got to be his trip these days, right? But hey, Joseph O'Brien's also got Sons and Lovers lining up. Yeah, fresh from a win in the Red Sea Turf Handicap, so it's Ireland all over this $1 million pot. Al Rifa's got to be the way to go with Sons and Lovers right in there behind. Now, for the UAE Derby, Bhupat Seemar's 6 speed. That's got to be my big bet. Every time he gets further here at Maiden, he just seems to get better and better. So why not try him at 9.5, right? There's been plenty of bucks down on the Japanese raider. Pyromancer, and sure, he's 3 from 3 on the dirt. But this is a whole new level, man, so he'd better be good to win this. Yup, I'm going to stick with the course-proven 6 speed, who's got himself a top draw in Gate 2. So with form over Charlie Appleby's Devon Island, this Derby is there for 6 speed to take as long as he can see out this trip. Yeah, man, get on this one. 6 speed's got one too many gears for the rest of these. At the back end of the meeting, guys, it's the Dubai World Cup. Okay, kids, rumors that Forever Young was named after me are just that, rumors. But seriously, Forever Young is winning this Dubai World Cup to close this Meydan meeting, and I can't see what in this field would beat him. Of course, me and JC would just love to see Romantic Warrior lining up to get revenge for the Saudi Cup last year, but he's back in Hong Kong going for the Triple Crown, so it's Simon and Ed Crisford's Frankel Colt Maiden that's going to make a race of it. But no shit, Forever Young's winning this, so get your bucks down, whatever the return, man. And hey, here, I've got Caroline on the line for y'all.
Why, thank you, Kobe. And it's surely a bit warmer over there than here at the Curragh. Just the one thing to bring you, and that's the Gladness Stakes. Our first chance to see the highly rated Albert Einstein and make an early call on whether he's a worthy Guineas favourite. Certainly, he's an impressive Wooten Bassett colt, but he's not been seen since taking the Marble Hill here last May. So there'll be many looking on with interest to see how he's trained on. It's likely to be Ed Walker's 10 Bob Tony, who makes it a hot race for this listed prize. And it's fascinating to see Aidan O'Brien pitch Albert Einstein in against some older horses. So I would reckon he thinks he needs a bit of racing in his legs early this season before the classics get close after such a long layoff. And now it's back to Jaysella for her Saturday nap.
Thank you, Caroline. And yes, my Saturday nap is up at Doncaster, and that's Kairat lining up in the Doncaster Mile. Most remembered for his shock 150-1 win in the Sussex Stakes at Goodwood, it weren't so glorious for me having backed Rosalien. But forgive and forget, they say, so Kairat, you owe me one here. Kirat found the ground far too quick in the Breeders' Cup Mile when we last saw him, but before that, he was making late progress in the Group 2 Prix Daniel Wildenstein at Paris-Longchamp on going with more cut, and I really do think he can win again at this listed level. Docklands is the hot favourite for Harry Eustace, and with Group 1 form in the book, that's understandable, but away from Ascot, is he as good? Jack Channon's Excellent Believe and Carl Burke's Volterra are both there to make this a pretty hot contest, but Kirat's the one for me to square me up. Now let's get back to Kobe for his next best.
Yo, thanks, JC, and my hot pick is Ombudsman, going to post in the Dubai turf. Just the best of the best anywhere last year, over 1.25 miles, so Ombudsman has to be the one for the Dubai turf. Now, I've said that, I'm up there to be shot down, but geez, this is one serious pony, man. And if all the training over the winter back home has gone well, who's up to beating him? All the big voices are saying the right things, so I'm taking them at their word and saying Ombudsman's winning the Dubai turf. If he don't, Simon and Ed Crisford's Coudoir could spring a surprise from the inside gate, but it'll be one hell of a surprise if he does. So a forecast could be the way to go for your hedge. Now, earlier on in the Ascot Sprint, I'm big on Lazat to win this. Well, Reef Runner beat him up at Riyadh last month, but back at 6 furlongs, Lazat is the one to beat, man. Jerome Rainier's sprinter is a real star, with a Royal Ascot Group 1 in the book over this trip, and I can't see Reef Runner keeping up with Lazat over this shorter trip, seeing as how he needed every yard of that 7 furlongs to win that turf sprint. David Falk's Reef Runner is the real deal back in the States, man. But no way is he beating Lazat twice up. And now, let's get back to JC for her Lincoln Fancy.
Thanks, Kobe. And for the Lincoln, I'll take my chance on William Haggis's Eternal Force, with Kieran Fallon just the boy up top to do the business. Sometimes you can add something into a racehorse's routine to get something extra, but in Eternal Force's case, it was taking something away that did the trick. Once he was gelded midsummer last year, Eternal Force didn't look back, winning at Redcar, Newbury and Haydock Park, and now 4, there's probably more to come. Carl Burke's Botanical will be wanting as much rain as can to fall, but is inside of Eternal Force, so will give Kieran Fallon a nice target in the race, while David Menuisier's Tribal Chief is out of a stand side draw and looks a tempting each way gamble, if that's your thing. Eternal Force to do the business for William Haggis, who loves to get one in here.
Thanks, JC, and back at Meydan, the Dubai Shima Classic is a real fascinator. Yeah, sure, this one's got to go to Calandagan, right? Well, hate to disappoint you folks, but he was favorite last year and got turned over by Dean Ondesille, and dare I say it, man, but does he need a first run before he's hitting top gear? That's my theory, and seeing him on a racecourse gallop at Sun Clou 2 weeks back, he didn't look quite as sharp as I would have thought he'd be. So kids, I've got to say the unthinkable and say Calandagan might be beat on Saturday. Now, Willie Mullins has somehow turned Ethical Diamond into a Breeders' Cup winner, and he might be the one, but if not, then Javolato is a class act too. Take your pick, but Ethical Diamond looks to have more in the locker and can upset the Jolly.